millionaires, which equates to about 1 out of every 656 people. So 1 out of every 656 people here in the United States are millionaires. Now let's get personal. What is your value in the marketplace? Is it $10 an hour, $20 an hour, $50 an hour? If you make $50 an hour, then you're making about $100,000 a year. Now, the average household here in Florida is about $55,000 a year. But let's not go on the average household. The average individual income here in Florida is about $27,000 a year, or $13.50 an hour. So why hasn't your income changed in the last 5, 10, or 20 years? Are you still stuck at $40, $50, $60, $100,000 a year? Why? The thing you are doing now, whether positive or negative, is not for the person you are today, but for the person you will be 5 years from now, who, by the way, will be totally different mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually than you are today, if you have the wherewithal to create that person. You often hear, if I knew today what I knew 10 years ago, or if I knew 10 years ago what I know today, my life would be different. For the group of people that I'm building, every book you read, every struggle you go through, every sacrifice you make is creating the ultimate you 5 years from now. So who will you be? I mean, you will barely remember the person you are today. The car you drive will be different. Your area code will be different. Your body will be different. Your relationship will be different. The respect you get from others will be different. Now, the people you attract will be different. You will be totally different. If you don't create the future you, then, well, you will be stuck with the same person you are today. Same car, same area code, same body, same financial situation. Everything will be the same 5 years from now. And you would have been wishing that the younger you had made different choices, which will lead to regret and depression. So you might ask the question, how do we create this new person? One of my mentors, Peter Anthony Wynn, once said, or he told me, he said, Tony, hindsight is 20/20. So the key to success in the field or area that you have chosen, or the thing that you plan to do in life, is to find someone else that has already done that, but has been doing it for, say, 20 years. So you can cut 20 years out of the learning curve. So if you follow them, because, like I say, they have already made the mistakes, jumped over the hurdles, crashed and burned. So if you follow them today, you won't have to make those mistakes that they made yesterday. So, like I said, you can cut a lot of time, pain out of the process, out of the success process, a lot of wasted time. And you can avoid a lot of the potholes that they went through, because they can guide you. When you're going, they can say, oh no, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. I went there and I fell in that hole, that hole, that hole, that hole. Anyway, think about that for a second. Let that sink in as you prepare to create the new you 5 years from now. So even for me, today is 2021. So we're saying, well, what I'm doing today in 2021, I'm not doing for me. I'm doing for the Horus of 2026. That's the one that that's the one who's going to be holding me accountable, the one that's 5, 6 years from now. Now, who are some usual suspects? Because a lot of people can't find, say, mentors. Well, if you don't have a mentor, there's books. Professors teach from books. So read the books Read the biographies, read success books of people, whether it's Steve Jobs or Bill Gates or Warren Buffett, Donald Trump. Read their book and you will glean some information. Like I said in one of my previous videos, is that when I read a book, I don't say there's no bad books, because I always get something out of every book I read, every audio book I listen to, every conference I go to, every podcast I listen to. I always get something that's useful. I get some nugget, some gem. Now, it might be a gold nugget or silver nugget or bronze nugget, platinum nugget, palladium nugget, whichever. I'm still getting something. And say if I'm reading a book a week, I'm getting 52 of these a year. And all of these things can be life-changing. Like I say, you get one thought. You're dreaming at night, you wake up in the morning, you came up with a thought, an idea. Now, all of a sudden, your whole life has changed because of that one idea. So don't disvalue that one nugget that you get when you read a book. Associations. Associations is 90% of the success I've had in my life. From my associations with Mr. Arthur Roy, who owns one of the largest onyx mines here in the United States, billionaire. Or the Bass Grant out of Tampa. They call him Mr. 150 miles per hour because he's an entrepreneur and he's been successful in what it is that he's doing. And there's a few other people with more success to come. Now, surround yourself with these people. I like to think of it as a house. If we buy a house, you don't buy the best house on the block. You buy the worst house on the block, and the other houses will raise the value of your house. Your house will be more valuable, but you'll be bringing down the value of the other houses. Same thing, your associations. If you're the top dog, the smartest person in your circle, you're just going to come down. You always want to make sure that you're the dumbest person in your circle, because the only place for you to go is up. Now, you might bring them down a little bit, but they're all bringing you up. So remember that. So some of my current associations are Matt Sapala or Dr. Kehinde Thomas or Patrick Bet Davis. I listened to his podcast. Haven't met him in person yet, but I will over the next month or so. Next is environment, cities, neighborhoods, communities. I used to live in Inglewood, California, and it just living in the city raises your blood pressure. It's like a fog. When I left the city and would go to Beverly Hills, a weight was lifted, but then when I went back into Inglewood, it was like a weight was put back on my shoulders again. So you definitely want to look at your environment. Who are you hanging around? Where are you hanging? Things like that. Now, Horace Mann, born in the 17th century, often called the father of the common school system that we have here. He was also an economist. He said, you should be ashamed to die before you have won some victory for humanity. So what have you done for humanity? What are you doing? You have to ask yourself this question. How will my life change if I accomplish my goal of financial freedom? What will happen for the world or others by me accomplishing my goal of financial freedom, or by me making $1 million a year? You will have a legacy. Will you have a legacy for your family? Will your grandkids still remember who you were? Will your family remember you for generations to come? For me, making $1 million a year means 1 million meals a year for the homeless. This is Horace Dobson. Make sure to follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Also, leave me a comment below. If any of my material has helped you out, just let me know. If you would like to make a contribution to Boca Well Solutions or Common Sense Ministry, you can send it to Common Sense Ministry. You can cash app it to Common Sense Ministry. If I gave you $10 worth of value, cash app me 10 cents. If I gave you $1 worth of value, cash app me $1. So if it's $100 worth of value, $1,000, $10,000, $100,000 worth of value, if you received $100,000 worth of value, cash app me $100,000. The same way that this gentleman bought a course for $995 and then he went on to make $100,000 a year from that, he should make a contribution to the gentleman who gave him that idea. And our ministry is no different. We are a performance-based ministry, and we are a performance-based business. So with that being said, I look forward to speaking with you the next time.